All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Onto this like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. Before I play I'm gonna play a couple of videos. This whole thing about Zabach. He did a 2 hour and 40 minute, I guess a rebuttal. I'm not too sure how you can name it. And I seen about an hour and change of this rebuttal, and I could see where there's a lot of miscommunication that's being conducted. He's going after one of the elder bros that you know from South Carolina, and he's busy framing him that he's a liar and this, that, to the third. But the key thing about this whole argument, before I even start, matter of fact, let me start with this one. Let me start what he said. This is what Zabach said out of his own mouth, okay?
I haven't seen that full video. 3 days before Deacon and them video came out, I still to this day haven't seen Deacons in them full video. I still haven't seen that full video.
All right. So Exhibit A. So Zabach did not see Deacon, those Genesis clowns, those demons. All right. He did not see their video. That's one. Well, this is the main one right here, right? So you did not see the video, but yet you saw this brother's video, and you did a whole thing about against this brother. So keep that in mind. So I'm gonna play, if anybody who's been living under a rock or something like that, who has not known what Genesis characters did say, I'm gonna play it.
You guys are saying that a Gentile is going to get on a chariot? That's bugged out. That makes no sense. That's dumb. In Ezekiel 20, it describes the whole nation of Israel being gathered, even the wicked amongst us, to get to the wilderness to then be purged out, the wicked in particular. That would mean someone who assaults children, someone who burns people alive, an idolater, someone who I'm not going to say it for YouTube, someone who forcefully lays down with a woman, they would be gathered there too. So you're saying it's crazier so you would much rather look to your left on a chariot and see someone who is a serial grapeist, but he just happens to be the same stock as you, than to see some Gentile who keeps the commandments?
I want to say,
do you love God more, or do you hate Gentiles more? Which one?
They clearly hate Gentiles.
So this is what we've been talking about for a long period of time, for the past, since it's been said. So examine Exhibit A. Zabach has not seen the video, okay? And the video, which that was a little clip of the video that these guys, what they said. So to say this, to say that, the apostles were angry what these guys have been saying. So they asked everybody that came from One West, do a video on these guys and blast these guys for saying this crazy shit. Okay? Now, might I add, he said that he did not see the video. All right? I'm laughing because it's funny. I don't know which one to play.
Coming off? Come on, brother. Stop it, man. All right? Stop the lying, brother. Let's go to Ephesians. All right, let's go to Ephesians.
Oh, that's my fault. I was laughing. I forgot what I was laughing for.
What I said. The remnant of them that's not destroyed, they're going to be our slaves. Of every nation on the earth that's not destroyed. All right? But let me get some scriptures online, because he's putting words in my mouth and he's lying and he's bearing false witness.
So the other video, which I'm not going to play, matter of fact, could play it. Yeah, you know what? I will play it because it's a 30-second video what the brother had said. Had said what Zabach said. He said, but there's a reason why I'm doing this the way that I am. Let me get the video real quick. All right, so this is the video 10 days ago. Okay, good, cool, good. It's right on cue what he said, because that's what Zabach had said. He's like, there's 10-day video. So I might add. So this is 10 days ago. This is before these guys said that.
In Israel. But the Spirit just moved me to speak on this, and I'm probably going to do a live on this to get into the precepts and everything. But when you check it out with this whole Gentile salvation thing, brothers and sisters are you're getting caught up in wordplay. And when I say wordplay, the term salvation and Gentiles. Now, shout out to Deacon, Hassad, Genesis, whatever. This is not really about them and their standpoint.
So even in that sense, he even said that he had heard something to that he had made mention. So all the brother was basically saying, which is true, if you making a standpoint with them, even though that was before what they said, but you heard the rumbles of them getting to that point, you should have corrected them. You should not shout them out. You're going after the brother, but yet you didn't hear what these men actually said. Okay? So this is where the miscommunication is at. And to be honest, I got nothing against this guy, but in a way, he should have done it different. And the funny thing about this video that he did was that he said he never does this. So I'll say this much: I'll give you that much, like you never done it, because you are a person that doesn't go out there and do these things, so to speak. But let's be realistic, and this is for all all these other camps. Your job is to relay the proper message. You must make sure that your fellow servants are given the proper message. This is why we at GMS, no matter how you feel about us, are we doing an extracurricular, this, that? Listen, we getting brownie points for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. How about that? All right? The apostles can't save none of us. The apostles can't save themselves. Nobody can save nobody. It's what we do. Our job is to see what's going on amongst Israel. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Zephaniah 1 and 12. It says, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search out Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees." So the candles is a representation of what? Us. Those that are awakened. The Lord gave us a spirit, right? Let me back that up real quick. The Lord gave us the spirit. He gave us the intel, right? Matthew 5 and I believe it's 12. Now I gotta go down. It says Matthew 5 and 14. "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do any man light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on the candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house." The house is representation of what? Of Israel. All right? No matter what camp it is. Once you get this word, you understand this word, and you have 100% truth. And that's another thing he has a problem with. That's a whole nother, I'm going to get to that too. Once you have this 100% truth, your job is to rebuke those that's not teaching the right way. All right? Rebuke just means correction. So you got to correct people. That is your job. Okay? And we all know, we're very aware of Zabach and how he conducts certain things. He doesn't rebuke people, but some odd reason he has the right he wants to rebuke GMS. But he even in the beginning of that video, that 2-hour video, he said IUIC, and they're going off, and like he's saying in sarcasm, but are they not going off? Are they not going off? Okay, that's the question. Is IUIC not going off? Yes, they are 100%. All right, they constantly go off. The name of the Lord. You salute brothers and sisters in the name of the Lord. They don't do that. Is it just so yeah, it's tick for tack, but our job is to correct. Okay. Matter of fact, what's the other scripture that came to mind? Oh, let me go this one real quick. Micah 3 and 1. And I said, Hear, I pray you, all heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones. Talking about what? Whose flesh is being ripped apart? The new listeners, the people. You got to be very cautious how you tell the people what needs to be told. All right. It is our job as men that represent Yahweh Shai on earth to give the proper message. Matter of fact, since I said that, that's what I was looking for. Habakkuk 2 and yep, 2 and 2. It says, matter of fact, I started one. But I'm reading NLT. I will climb up to the watchtower and stand at my guard post. There I will wait to see what the Lord says and how will he answer my complaint. Then the Lord said to me, write my answer plain on tablets so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. So the correct message is what? Which became a thing was what? That the nations cannot be saved. All right. And saved is talking about the set destruction that's going to take place. Now, you said wordplay. Well, you have to give the correct, proper message. Okay. You got to break it down to the very morsel to everybody to understand. You have to break it down like baby food to the people. Okay. This is why it's causing confusion. You did not see the video, but you seen a video with your name on it and you wanted to respond to that video without seeing the actual other video. Why the brother was irate? Because everybody wants to see your stance. Okay. Are you going to correct these men? But you shouted them out. And these guys been off. They've been off their rockers. Okay. Real quick. It says Sirach 11 and 7. Blame not before the Lord. Blame not before that has examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. So as an elder, he should have understand where all this irritation was coming from. Okay. And the bishop, the apostles, men called you out, men like you out, to stand up for what was taught back in the old days. You should have looked at it that. But you want to go after this brother. It's like, wait a minute. And then, we are truly are sentinels. So we watch everything. Okay. We watch everything because why? We are watchmen. Okay. We are watchmen. We that was put on this earth to do the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua are set to be watchmen. And watchmen watches. Okay. We watch what's going on in the news. We watch what's going on in Israel. Okay. We watch everything. That is our job. We about to be a kingdom of priests. Okay. Do you understand what a priest is? A priest examines everything. Okay. A priest examines everything. So our job is to be, which actually there was different levels of priests. Let me see if I can get that real quick. So you can't say we're not doing our job. I'll just go to any one of them. And it says, wow, 2 Samuel 18 and 26. And the watchman saw another man running, and the watchman called unto the porter and said, behold, another man runneth alone. And the king said, he also bringeth tidings. So watchman sees things coming. All right. Now I wanted to look up the word porter. Porter. It says the Hebrew word is shawar Ira, Shawari Ira, a gatekeeper, porter. Okay, it says it should tell me no, not a janitor, doorkeeper. Oh, actually, I was supposed to go to the other one, but let me see if it comes up with anything. The other one explains what the porter does. Well, a, a porter examines the person that comes in. Just like you have a doorman, I'm just gonna break it down like that. So it's like you have a doorman when you go to those expensive buildings, and you want to go in the building. If you dress a certain way, you're not gonna get in the building. Oh, a bouncer, security guard. There is another form of a porter. So our job is to examine everyone. Okay, so we're watchmen. That's what the Lord commanded us to do in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. We're also porters. Okay, we examine every single thing. This is why the scripture says they hate him that rebuketh at the gate. Because of what? He's cutting them. Why do you always wanted to kill the prophets? Because it was cutting them. It was irritating them. Okay, they didn't want to hear what the prophets were saying because it was bothering. Why do you want to kill the Lord? The same thing. Okay, Jake don't want to hear the truth. Our job is to tell the truth. Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest until he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So the job of a prophet is to be a watchman. You need to watch everything what's going on. That's why we're proactive men. Okay? We're proactive. Like us or not, yeah, you guys always rebuked and this. We're proactive. That's what the Lord requires of us. I wanted to read this one. Hold on, I wanted to get something else. Let me get this. It says Titus 1 and I start at 10. 9. Hold fast the faithful word as he have been taught, as he have been taught, that he may be able to by sound doctrine both exalt and convince the gainsayers. So we got to hold fast what we learn. Okay, and what a lot of these other camps, these other camps, the elders of these other camps, they don't see us younger brothers as anything because they think we're just like attack dogs. But we're holding fast what we've been taught, and come to find out, they've been taught the same way, but they vary from to different levels. You're supposed to rebuke somebody that goes off the scriptures. Okay, you know that, right? But y'all don't do that no more because y'all wanted this PC thing. That's what the brother was getting into. Okay, and he was frustrated. You could just tell. All right, but I'm not gonna. I just want to get to certain points. It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers, and deceiving, especially they of the circumcision." So Genesis, the clowns that's in Genesis, the offspring of Sakari, who've been going off, and y'all never really rebuked them for certain things because y'all continuously dealt with them. Now look what they're teaching. What are they teaching? They're teaching something that is not to be taught. All right. So if we don't correct them, then the people that's following these idiots are gonna believe the shit that they're saying, and even makes matters worse. You talking about that brother's unstable. What did you? Once again, you didn't even watch the Genesis thing because they're being unstable, and people calling their shit out. You have people that left in the comment board in one of their shows basically said that I learned from you guys. I spent money, and now you teaching something different. They want their money back, but they don't want to give them their money back, and it's something they just learned. He said he just we get the video, and this is the video where let it play.
I was addressing the people in the chat saying, "Oh, don't nobody want this show up with Genesis, brothers ain't hard to reach, all of that. I never said y'all don't want to have the conversation. Never said that. You know what I want to know? I want to know if, since y'all weren't hard to reach, if you were able to get in touch with all the people that wanted refunds from Sakari University.
Oh, yes, I was. And the fact that there's only a couple people asking for refunds, it's not all the people. A couple people asking for refunds, I was able to get a hold of them. And really, it's optional for me to do so because when I taught that soteriology class, I did not believe what I believe right now. The Genesis University is an apologetic course. That means I speak from every perspective, from an Israelite perspective, a Rogerian argument from a Christian perspective. So you still learn something that we do not say everybody in the varsity has to agree with on any other courses.
Okay. I think that right there kind of proves as to why it's fruitless for anybody to have that discussion or that debate with y'all, because in another 3 months, you might believe something else again. So you taught something. This was interesting to me. You taught something, charged people for it. It's what you believed at the time, what you said. Now you don't. So now you're giving an entirely different dissertation. So I'm sorry, somebody interrupted me for a reason? Oh, yeah. The world's first titanium.
So you could clearly see that whoever that was rebuked them. All right? They rebuked them because they was coming off. They was being off. So you talking about the brother being unstable. What about those dudes? Once again, you did not examine the whole matter prior to. But you will spend 2 hours and 30 minutes on a video getting on this brother without examining where the source came from. And if you got those guys' numbers, you should have been checked their ass. And that's where the problem lies in. This is why I'm an apostle, Ramlab, who doesn't get mad much, was very vexed with former One Westerns, because the simple fact is you have a lot more to say than we do. Our job is to move on and get on people like that. But they sit there and lie and say that how at One West it was teaching that Gentiles could be saved. All right. So there's a great miscommunication, but be honest, that's the spirit of the Lord, because the Lord is going to show who's serving Him and who's not. Straight up, it says, verse 11. It says, "Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses," which that's what Genesis is doing. Okay, their mouth must be stopped. Okay, you using certain vocabulary for people that was not slated to be saved. Period. And that's the other nations. And salvation is only for the Israelites, the elected nation of Israel, which we all supposedly agree upon, and how that salvation is going to be done. It's going to be done via the chariots of Israel. All right, which an Israelite male and an Israelite female and an Israelite a child bodies are going to transform once they get into the chariots. The heathens are not going to be transformed into anything. No heathen is going to survive in America. Point blank, period. America is going to be a complete desert. Nothing's going to survive that, because that's why he said as well, because so this is not a good look, man. It says, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake, because, and that's another thing, the Genesis characters said that if they wanted to get rich, they'll just teach that the nations could be saved. And now they're teaching that. So we at GMS have every right to go to do what we do best. Seek out and destroy. All right? Because what? We are naturally the defenders of the gospel. It says, one of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said that the Scythians are always liars, even beasts, evil beasts, slow bellies. This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. So our spirit is to rebuke sharply. And do we take criticism? Absolutely. We're not beyond the era of, not the era, the realms of being corrected. We'll be fools to think like that. Okay? This is why I say 1 Corinthians 1:10 says, now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that ye all speak one thing, and that there be no division among you. See, this is why we can't get along, because there's division, because different doctrines. All right, everybody's coming with some other doctrine. You don't teach about the MOTB. The MOTB is the microchip. Cornelius wasn't. He is an Israelite. Then we're not speaking the same thing. Okay, we're not speaking the same thing. It says, but that ye be perfectly joined in the same mind and the same judgment. And this is why amongst GMS, we have to speak the same thing. Okay, when we see someone else going off, we have the rights to judge that. Why? 2 Corinthians 6:2. My bad. It's First Corinthians 6:2. It says, "Do you know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are you not? By you are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?" So, and this is not a small matter. This is a huge matter. Okay. So here we are. We've been given this role to tell. We've been given this role to cast judgment towards our people. And when they go off, we must tell them they're going off. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right? We'll be foolish. And these matters could be small. But this matter right now, this is not a small matter. They're talking about the nations can be saved the same way Israel could be saved. Okay? So if anything, to Zabach, you should have just watched the other video and see what the brother was getting at before you said the things that you said. Okay? And like me and the brother Amagabar was talking about it, and he made mention of it, showing that those guys are demons. All right? Those clowns in Genesis are demons. They know how to do the wordplay. They know how it's going to invoke certain spirits. Okay? But the Lord is using them to do what? To show all Israel how not to be. Matter of fact, let me end it off on this. Malachi 3:18. It says, "Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not." So us returning back to our status, seeking the Lord 10 times more, right? And seeing when somebody goes off, we're the first ones to react. And saying like, these other camps, sorry man, you other camps are not serving you. How about Shem Shai? You're not serving him. You're serving your own selves. Okay? Hey, remember, the God of Israel, like I say it like this, but the Lord is a man of war. All right? So even in this realm of going back and forth with words is a war like. And remember, matter of fact, I gotta end this over here. Deuteronomy is my favorite. 13. Start at 1. It said, "If there arise among you a prophet, a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder came to pass whereof he had spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or the dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your power proveth you to know whether ye love the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua with all your heart, with all your soul. And the Lord did not give us over to certain spirits. We must examine every single thing that every person says. Okay? And what we realize in a lot of these other camps are not in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And the Lord is proving it. Why? Because the Lord's testing every last one of us. We're supposed to be a kingdom of priests, right? So we got to think of our own. Like, nah, these guys are saying off. They're being off. And even when Brother Amagabor, I clipped it, and out of Zabach's own mouth, he's saying that, matter of fact, me ended off on this. So you can't say we're not examining anything, because we are. All right?
Witness. This is Sirach. Yeah, check the brother out. So he's the type that stay after his shift is over. So there's a foul blot in a man. I'm familiar with him. Then you get up here in the script, bear false witness, and say I said certain and
All right, hold on. That's not the video.
that are not destroyed. There's got to be some of them.
There's them.
When I said a portion or a remnant, meaning of all the nations, meaning when a nuclear destruction comes, those that are not destroyed, there's got to be some of them preserved so they can be our slaves. They got to be saved from the destruction. The Most High not going to allow them to get burnt up in nuclear fire. Now, I believe, for the most part, everybody going to be destroyed in America.
Rule number one, there's no most part anything. All of souls that's in America shall be destroyed, except for the elected nation of Israel. And the vehicle to deliver them from that set destruction is the chariots of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So that's not even you know how you have battles in your mind, how certain things going to play out? Because the scriptures clearly tell you. Matter of fact, let me just get this. I was going to end it, but I just wanted to prove something. Isaiah, I'll do 13. 13 and about... All right, 13 and 19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, talking about America, okay, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Then, like the brothers made a statement, that anything survive in Sodom and Gomorrah? Absolutely not. And it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt from generation to generation. So even after the destruction, it shall never be inhabited. Prior to the destruction, those that are set over here will be destroyed. So neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their folds there. The wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and the satyr shall dance there. Let's see what it says. It says, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in the desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. Her time is near and come, and her days shall not be prolonged. I was looking for the fact when it said it, basically none of the sons of men are going to lay their foot here. Roughly paraphrasing. I mean, literally. So nothing is going to remain after the set destruction of America. So yeah, that's a major thing that he said, that he went off. All right, because he's trying to be just tell it as it is. Who gives a damn about people's feelings? It's about just telling it as it is, as how Yahweh wanted you to say it. All right, no nation's going to be saved. There's something else he said.
And the Most High may have some of them live in the bomb shelters, under the rock, in the mountains, whatever.
He's talking about Revelation, Amos 9 and 2, and Revelation 6 and 6 and 16 on down. But that's not talking about here. That's talking about outside of America. All right, destruction is destruction. Let's just get that out the way. So even in that sense, you know what I'm saying, that little hesitation, we're not even supposed to hesitate. This is why I believe through the Spirit, I have to speak as a man, that the Lord wants us to, one, examine ourselves, to be reaffirmed of what we've been taught, also Also, remind who we are. Remind us that we will put these other nations into captivity, because this is a hot subject right here. All right, we are going to put these nations in captivity, a perpetual slave servitude. All right, and they're not going to be given like how these guys been saying it, Genesis clowns, like the way I guess how they selling it to the Gentiles, like, all right, if you do good by me, you're gonna have. No, we don't even know what position any of us is gonna have. All right, I think that's one of the main things too. Like IUCPK got a fucking slogan now. I guess if you kiss their feet, you'll be safe. But listen, let's just make it out of here. All right, don't worry about Jake be worrying about the wrong shit. Just teach the word the way Yahweh Bashim Yahushai wants it to be said. You know? You know what? I'm just gonna end it off on that. I forgot if there was another point. I'll probably do another show on it. But yeah, Zabach, you should just had to examine the whole matter before you said anything. You know, you take it as it is, man. You know. So with that being said, Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.